All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. And the elect begins with 144,000. Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jehovah. Bahashem is in the name. Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The Rakak Wadash shares the Holy Spirit. I'm the brother Iwalumia with the GMS Chicago camp out here in Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson. And Lord willing, I hope this lesson be edifying to the hopeful right select, the ones of the household of faith, the ones that may be watching. Just to really, touch up real quick upon a dream, that I had or whatnot. Last night, I had two, heavy dreams, within the last 2 days. But this one I can vividly remember, man. And what I'm about to share, it really entails what's about to come, man, what Esau is about to do, with this technology, ultimately having eyes on every, living creature upon the earth, man, because we know that Esau is trying to become like the Most High, man, having eyes, on everybody, having control of everything, So I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna share my dream, man. It's not gonna be a long lesson, just a point I want to bring out in that dream, man. That's ultimately what's to come, man. So this is the book of Acts 2:17. It says, "And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith Yahweh, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old man shall dream dreams." And right in this particular dream that I had, I'm gonna share real quick. I vividly, the ending, it was clear to me, but everything else, it was kind of hard to, to remember. But essentially, what had happened was, I was in my home or whatnot. I was having a discourse, with my family. I believe it was my brother or whatnot. I forgot what we was talking about or anything of, but we was having a discourse or whatever the case may be. My mom and my brother. My brother's, is of the world. So he ended up leaving. For whatever reason, I ended up following behind him. So when I opened the door or whatnot, all I seen was robots and everything. Just monitoring everything. When I seen, when I walked into my yard, there was two robots. And the best way to describe it, I can describe one. It was one of those robot dogs you be seeing, but the other one was kind of hard to describe. It was like a robot dog mixed with like some type of humanoid. It's kind of hard to explain, but, it was something like this, what you're seeing on the screen right now. So when I walked down into the yard or whatnot, these robots was heavily investigating all type of movements that I made, man, following, every step that I made. The robots will take mention of it. If I try to go, right, the robot to go right. And ultimately how the streets looked, man, the best way to describe it looked futuristic, man. You had all type of cameras, you had robots, patrolling the streets, monitoring people. So every type of movement that I made, the robots, will take note of that, And we know that Esau Edom has his AI recognition, his technology, his robots. And we know that Esau Edom is ultimately trying to, bring in a new world order, man. He's trying to ultimately control everything and basically, know where everything is at all times, man. So when I walked out my gate or whatnot, from my home, the robots was, ultimately following people, things of that nature. And ultimately, when I got to my car, man, it was even cameras on the car, seeing everything that I did at all times, man. No type of privacy or anything, man, And this is what's coming, man. Esau is going to want to know where you're at all times. How is he ultimately going to do that, man? By the way of the RFID microchip, man. But just to, really, continue on, man. Hey, I believe the street posts had cameras on it, man. Hey, robots, was monitoring people at all times. Cameras on everybody, everything that they did, whether it was simple or not. Hand movements, body movements. These robots, took note of all of that, man. It just basically let you know the time that we're coming into, man. The type of technology that Esau Edom has, man. Hey, we're on the cusp of Jacob's trouble, man. Let's actually grab that real quick. Ultimately, this devil had eyes everywhere, man. Hey, it was nothing that you can do without these robots taking note of what you were doing, man. Let's grab that real quick. Jeremiah 30:7. Hey, man, because what I was seeing is kind of hard to put into question But everything was monitored at all times, by these robots, the different cameras that was set up, man. This is the book of Jeremiah 30:7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, man. Right. So ultimately what? Jacob's trouble when Esau Edom come down having great wrath. Let's get that. Ultimately Esau Edom coming down with that great wrath upon, the whole world. And who's gonna be affected the most, man? You tribes. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Because these robots, everything that an individual did, it took note of it, man. Just to know what towns that were ultimately coming into, man. Hey, Esau is trying to basically, handcuff the whole world, man. Knowing what you're at, knowing what you're doing at all times, knowing where you're at. This is the book of Revelations 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time, right? So he's ultimately trying to bring in his NWO agenda, man. Because what he's trying to, it's basically a race against the clock, man, because this devil know he's losing power, man. So ultimately he's trying to, push forward his NWO agenda, man. We see the different things that's going on around the world today, man. Hey, AI recognition, man. He's trying to know where everybody is at all times, man. He's ultimately trying to usher in that RFID microchip, which is a big part of his NWO agenda, man. And ultimately what if you're not down with this agenda, man, you're going to be put down, man. And that dream that I had, man, of Esau basically using his robots to tell where you were at all times, even the slightest movement, these robots was taking note of. The devil really, his robots, cameras, it was literally eyes everywhere to know what you were doing at all times. But it was another one I wanted to get. Yeah, and these are the times that we're coming into, man. This is the book of Daniel 12:1, because we know that Esau Edom is coming down heavy with that sword, man. This is the book of Daniel 12:1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Right, we're only in the beginning of sorrows right now, man. Only, these things is going to amp up, man. Esau Edom is going to continue to show his horns, and he's ultimately going to come down with that great wrath, man. As I read in that Revelations 12:12, man, knowing that he had but a short time, man. He's ultimately trying to, really put the world into captivity by, ultimately what? RFID chipping everybody. But let's actually grab that in Revelations, and I'm going to close out with that. Nothing too long. Just something I wanted to touch upon, piece of the dream that I had. It was really telling, man, of what's about to come, man. Esau wants eyes everywhere. By ultimately chipping the people, he's going to know where you're at all times. This is the book of Revelations 13:15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. And right, what is the image of the beast? This new world order, man. Esau has his technology, man. Hey, his robots, different things of that nature. He's trying to push his NWO agenda into effect, man. And we know that the main centerpiece of his NWO agenda is that RFID microchip, man. And with that, he's going to know where you're at all times. He's trying to, put himself up as the Most High, by ultimately chipping everybody. Because ultimately Esau knows where you're at all times. But ultimately when he chip you, he's going to really have a tab of where you're at all times. It says, verse 16, it says, he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. Or if you're going to tell word mark, it's charagma, which is incision. It says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right. Both small and great, rich and poor, man. Hey, because ultimately, it don't matter if you're a rich man in this society or a low man in this society. Esau wants everybody chipped. Esau wants to know where everybody is at all times. It says, in their right hand or their foreheads, right? Elon Musk, Neuralink, that's been in the news a lot. It says, verse 17, it says, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right. So you're not going to be able to buy and sell without this mark, man. And this is what's going to cause a lot of people to fall, man. Because what? This is going to be the new form of currency, man. And people is going to bug out, how they're going to eat, you know, how they're going to provide for their families. And that's how Esau Edom is going to ultimately get a lot of people, man. You know, it says, here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for this is the number of a man, and his number is 636. And right, and best believe, you know, with Esau and his technology, his robots, they're going to know who has the that Karak, man, who doesn't, man. You know, it's going to really separate a lot of people, man. Hey, that dream I had, man, hey, he had eyes everywhere. It was robots, cameras everywhere, you know. And just to say what's to come, man, when he ultimately implements, you know, this RFID here, man, he's going to implement it across the four corners of the globe, man, you know. And it's going to cause what, you know, the scripture talks about, you know, some men being martyrs, you know, for the faith ultimately, man, you know. But ultimately, Esau is trying to push his NWO agenda. He wants literally eyes everywhere. He wants to keep tab on everything. So with that being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. You know, just something quick I wanted to jump into. Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. We'll end up giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that taught us his truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. Till next time, Kwam Yasharallah, Shalom, and the Bible Ball.